Hey guys, today I'm finally doing another multiple looks one palette tutorial, and last time I did this I used the Lorac Pro palette and I did 5 makeup looks using that palette, and I kind of did it like a working week, Monday to Friday, so all of the looks were quite natural. Now this time I'm going to do it slightly differently. So first of all, I'm using the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette, which was by far the most requested palette when I asked you guys what you'd like to see next. Like I'd say 80% of you asked for this palette and I had to go out and buy one, but I'm so happy I did because I love this palette. That's the first thing I want to say. I love it. It really does smell like chocolate. It's amazing. But this tutorial is going to be a little bit different to the last because instead of doing 5 natural looks, I've actually decided to condense it down to 3 smoky looks, just so it's a bit different to the last one. So this is obviously one of them, and I'm using different eyeshadow placements in each look. So they're all different aside from the colors being different. Like they're just kind of different ways of placing eyeshadow on your eyes. So hopefully it'll teach you how to use your palette a little bit better, but also kind of get your creative juices flowing and thinking about how you can, whatever palette you have, how you can kind of place the colors differently to get, you know, a multitude of different effects. And if you're more of a natural makeup fan, don't worry, I will be doing a second video using this palette, but creating more natural, more wearable kind of everyday looks. So I'll be doing that very, very soon. That'll probably be the next video that goes up. So let's just speed through the base before we move on to the eyes. I'm using exactly the same base products in each of these looks. And first of all, I'm taking my Armani Luminous Silk Foundation in number 2, buffing that all over. I'm using my Nars Creamy Concealer in Vanilla, and I'm taking that under my eyes and on those blemishes you can see. I'm using my Australis contour palette in this look. I actually really love this. I'm mixing the 2 matte highlight shades and first setting under the eyes with that, and then taking my MAC Mineralize Skinfinish in light to set the rest of my foundation. Back into the Australis palette, I'm mixing the 2 warmer bronzy shades and just dusting that very lightly on the outside of my face and a little bit under my cheekbones for definition. And for my blush, I'm using Nars Orgasm. I'm priming my eyes with MAC Painterly Paint Pot. And for my brows, I'm using the Eye of Horus eyebrow pencil in medium dark, and then following on and setting that with the Anastasia clear brow gel. And on with the eye makeup. So first I'm going to take a little bit of salted caramel, and on quite a soft fluffy brush I'm going to start working that into the crease as a soft kind of blendy out transition colour. So I'm placing the tip of the bristles of the brush into the socket and then just applying quite a light pressure to the brush and literally just going back and forth. And then I'm ever so slightly kind of lifting the brush up so that it's hitting my brow bone as well. And that's just what gives you that lovely smooth kind of transition. I'm just changing brushes to a MAC 239, which is just a flat shader brush. And just on that same colour, I'm going to pack that onto the outside corner. This is just a bit more precise, this brush, for getting the colour exactly where you want it. So I'm connecting the lash line into the crease, so I'm getting that kind of C shape. And just take that brush again and blend. Next I'm going to go into Marzipan, and I'm using the same little 239 brush, I'm just using the other side. And I'm going to pack that onto the lid. So I'm going to come right from the inside to meet that other colour on the outside. And then take the blending brush again. Just go over the edge where those 2 colours meet. Next I'm going to take a clean blending brush, and this is a MAC 217, so it's a bit smaller than the other blending brush I was using. And into, what is that colour called? White chocolate. I am just going to bring that under the eyebrow onto my brow bone. And this is just going to help to smooth the edge of that other brown colour, salted caramel. I keep forgetting the names. It comes with a little insert with the names printed on it rather than them printed on the palette, which I think is kind of weird. It's a bit annoying actually. I'm going to bring that white chocolate colour right around the inside here as well. On that 239 brush, I'm going to go into Semi Sweet, which is quite a deep matte warm brown colour. And I'm just going to dab that on the outside corner of the eye in a bit of a wedge shape, bit of a triangular kind of shape out here. And then into the 217 brush that I used for the brow bone highlight, I'm going to go into Semi Sweet again. And just on the tip of the bristles, I'm going to just pop that right into the socket, but just on the outside to meet where that semi-sweet is kind of coming up from the lash line. I'm just going to blend this darker color in as far as I need to so that the transition looks smooth into that lighter brown color. I don't want it to be like dark, light. Like, I just want them to blend seamlessly into each other. So I'm kind of just going to have to eyeball it and keep blending it across until it almost looks like one color that's just kind of getting darker in the shadows. Just going to take my middle finger into that Marzipan color and just pop that right on the center. Your finger is the best tool for applying shimmery eyeshadows. You always get a really, really strong kind of metallic payoff. Very tempting to go and put all of the eyeshadows in one look, to be honest, but I'm going to keep it simple. And I'm going to go back into, what is this called? Salted caramel, I keep forgetting, with a pencil brush. And just bring that along the lower lash line. See how orange that color looks on my skin? It's crazy. And I'm bringing that the whole way. You can see right from the very inside corner all the way to the out. All the way to the out, all the way to the outer corner. Take that 2 and 7 that I was using for the darker color in the crease. Just soften that color out a little bit. And then into the pencil brush, I'll go back into semi-sweet. Just connect the outside to the crease. Oh, wrong color. Whoops. I just put the totally wrong eyeshadow on my eye. I went into the super dark one down here. That was an accident. I was probably going to put some of that down there anyway. Let's just pretend that I meant to do that. I'm just taking a little bit of that super dark color, this one down here, on the other eye as well. So at least they're symmetrical. Next I'm going to take an angle brush, and I just have some like Evian spray water, but anything that's wet, like Fix Plus, water, whatever. I think just to make the brush a little bit damp. And I'm going to go into that really, really dark brown that I just accidentally used on my eyes. And I'm going to use this as the eyeliner. This shadow is incredible. It is so, so dark and pigmented. I think that color is actually one of my favorites from the whole palette. When I come to the outside corner, I'm just lifting and thickening that line and kind of using the brush to drag it upwards and kind of like flick it upwards like that, so that it just kind of melts into that other eyeshadow. I'll actually take a pencil brush just to blend that in even more. Just that very, very outside corner. And then finally for the eyes, of course, I'm going to have to add a little bit of an inner corner highlight. I'm just going to go back into Marzipan and just buff that right on that inside corner. I'm going to layer 2 mascaras in this look just to give me like super big full lashes. And first I'm going to take my Covergirl Full Lash Bloom in Very Black. I like using this as kind of like a base mascara coat because it keeps them very separated. So you get like nice kind of fanned out fluffy lashes, and then you go over the top with something a little bit more intense and you get like crazy big lashes. You'll see in a sec. And then over the top of that I'm going to use the Sephora Outrageous Curl, which is really intense and really dark black. And for my lips, I'm going to use one of my favourite lip products. I think this is a gorgeous autumnal colour. It's one of the Rimmel Provocolips in Make Your Move. It's a gorgeous kind of rusty, rosy brown. And that is the finished look 1. So we're going to go a little bit smokier with this look, but first I'm going to start off with that white chocolate colour as the base. So this will help those darker colours that I'm going to use a little bit later to blend a lot smoother. And then I'm just going to switch to a fluffy brush and just blend that into my socket and then up onto the brow bone. But I'm not actually going to take this onto my eyelid because I want that to stay a little bit sticky so that the colours that I put on there really grip and I get great payoff. Sticking with that same 217 brush, I'm going to go into Milk Chocolate, which is another medium tone matte brown. This is more of a camel kind of brown, whereas Salted Caramel is a little bit more of a pinky orangey brown. And just tap off the excess. And I'm going to put that in the crease. I'm barely touching my eye, so I'm applying almost no pressure with the brush. And then just very gently start pulling that up towards the eyebrow. And I'm bringing it quite far in here as well, about the same distance in as the start of my eyebrow, so not like the whole way into the inside corner, but just kind of ending it where my eyebrow begins. So going back to the 239 brush, I'm going to go into this color, which is called Gilded Ganache, and this looks to be like black with a gold shimmer going through, which kind of almost gives it a bit of a khaki tone. I'm just going to make sure I tap the excess off because these eyeshadows are super pigmented. And I'm going to pack that. Oh, it's actually not as dark as I expected. I'm going to pack that on the lid. And then I'll go back to the 217 brush. Just blend the edge. Next, I'm going to go into the very darkest brown eyeshadow, which is Triple Fudge, on quite a tapered, pointy little eyeshadow brush. Just knock off the excess. And I'm just going to pop that right into the socket. And then just drag it across the whole way. I want to keep this quite contained into the socket. That's why I've used a smaller brush. And then back into the palette, I'm going to take this golden color called Creme Brulee. And we're going to do a bit of a spotlight placement. I'm going to pop that right in the center of the lid. Concealer. And I'm bringing that concealer the whole way in on that inside corner. Just because it's quite dark up here, so you definitely want to make sure this very, very inside corner is nice and bright and highlighted. Otherwise, you might look a bit tired or ill. I actually quite like to use my fingers to blend out the edge of this concealer. And I'm just going to set that under eye area with the Australis palette again, just mixing the yellow and the pink. To keep the look a little bit softer, I'm going to take a brown pencil rather than a black, and this is one of the Zoeva Graphic Eyes in Glance. It's kind of a metallic, reddy bronze colour. I have a lovely fingerprint in my concealer. You want to make sure your fingers are clean before you go touching your face. I'm going to tight line. I'm going to take that petite crease brush that I used for that very darkest brown in the crease. You can see there's still a little bit of eyeshadow left in it, and I'm just going to use that just to very softly smudge into the lashes to try and soften that pencil out a little bit. Into Gilded Ganache with that same brush, just popping that on the outside and then the inside. And then back into Creme Brulee, that metallic gold colour, and I'm going to pop that right in the centre so we're mirroring the placement on the top lid. I swear to God, I just got some of that eyeshadow in my mouth. There must be some in the air, and it tastes like chocolate. Oh, the temptation to taste the eyeshadows. And I'm going to take that Zoeva pencil and just really quickly run that in the roots of the lashes along the top. And then I'm going to use the exact same combination of mascaras that I used in the last tutorial. So first with the Covergirl, and then the Sephora Outrageous Curl. I'm actually not going to go too heavy with the mascara on the lower lash line for this look because I kind of like how you can really see that gold eyeshadow peeking through, and I think you'd lose that if I put lots of mascara down there, so I'm just going to keep it like mascara top heavy. So my last video was my top 5 nude lipsticks for pale skin. I will have it linked on the screen and in the description box if you haven't seen it yet, but one of the lipsticks I talked about, spoiler alert, is Shy Girl. Oh my god, I think I still have some Rimmel. Oh my god, has that been there the whole time? Anyway, this is MAC's Shy Girl. It's a peachy nude colour, and I kind of forgot how much I loved it. I'm actually going to take a little bit of this. This is like a frosty pink, very, very pale frosty pink. Champagne Truffle is the name, and I'm going to pop that. Because even though Orgasm is shiny, it's not shiny enough, so I just want a little bit more. Those eyeshadows definitely taste like chocolate. What the hell? They taste like chocolate! Oh my god, and that is look 2. So first of all, I'm going to go into this colour, which is called Candied Violet, and I'm going in with a fluffy brush. And I'm going to buff that past the crease onto the brow bone. And then I'm going to take a softer, bigger fluffy brush and go into Salted Caramel, that warm brown, just on the tips, and then just take the excess off and just very lightly go over the edge of that purple eyeshadow where it's kind of fading away into nothing. Just apply that just to kind of warm up the edge of the eyeshadow and also give it a little bit more of a transition. And next I'm going to tight line my eyes with another one of the Zoeva pencils. This one's called Regency, and it's a lovely vibrant metallic purple. And before that sets, I'm just going to take a clean pencil brush just to smudge. Go back into Candied Violet on the same pencil brush, and I'm just going to blend that into the roots of the lashes along that lower lash line. When I come to the outside corner here, I'm just extending upwards and then just kind of flicking in. So I'm just kind of getting a nice clean shape that comes out and then goes back in. Next, I'm going to go into this color here called Cherry Cordial, and on that same pencil brush, I'm just going to push that into the very outside corner of that lower lash line. And also, I'm just going to use that pencil brush to tap it right on the very outside corner on the top as well. And that placement just helps to kind of make the eye look a little bit more pulled out and a bit elongated. I'll take the blending brush I used to put on the purple eyeshadow in the first place, just to blend that colour in. And then on a tapered eyeshadow brush, kind of a pointy eyeshadow brush, I'm going to go into that big highlight shade, Champagne Truffle, yes, and just use that as the inner corner highlight. And I am going to use some eyeliner in this look. Today I'm using my Maybelline Hyper Sharp Wing Pen eyeliner. And then finally, I'll finish with that same mascara combination. On my lips, I'm going to use one of the L'Oreal Color Riche lipsticks in 235 Nude. I hope that's given you a little bit of inspiration and inspired you to go out and have a bit more fun with your palettes and be a bit more creative with your eyeshadow. If you did enjoy this tutorial, please give the video a thumbs up and please subscribe. I plan on doing a lot more videos along this vein using lots of different eyeshadow palettes, so please let me know what palette you would like me to do next. As I said at the start though, I am going to do another tutorial with this palette but doing more natural makeup looks, so that will be coming next. But what else would you like to see? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having an amazing day and we'll see you very soon. Bye.